Hello and welcome to the 1997 Ceri Forest Enduro, which takes place on the 30th of November. Now, I didn't get to this event last year, and those of you who came here will remember that it snowed quite heavily in the morning. Well, today I'm pleased to say that we're rather lucky with the weather. It has rained quite heavy over the past few days, but it's dry this morning and not too cold. A big entry. In fact, it was full about a week ago, 180 competitors, and I know some riders are disappointed. They're not here this weekend. A good turnout in the two sidecar classes. I think we've got 10, maybe 11 competitors. In the solo classes, about 8 experts, nearly 100 clubman riders, and the rest are sportsmen. Well, the first 3 riders are on the line. The experts go first. Number 3 is Chris Price from Raider. Number 1, Danny Williams from Forden. And number 62 there, well, that was Simon Williams. Simon and Danny are brothers, and Danny is on a new Yamaha 250. Number 4, Honda rider Mark Godfrey from Chesterfield. He's had quite a good season in the British Championship this year. He's followed by number 5, that's Dan Bishop on Gas 250. Was that number 6, Darryl Worthington? Number 7, John Dale from Stoke-on-Trent on a Gas 125. The first of the sidecars are number 10, Steve and Ian Barnett from Llangollen. Today, one lap of the course is about 17 miles, and the championship sidecar riders will be doing 4 laps, and they'll be timed on the special test 3 times. The next sidecar coming through, it's number 13. Could be unlucky for some. Let's hope it's not unlucky for the Sheards. These two are the Europa champions for 1997. The Sheards were rather unlucky not to win the British Championship. They had an accident at the Natterjack Enduro, and that put them out of the points that weekend. Number 12 is Richard and Alistair Neville from Great Missenden. It's good to see those two out again. They had an accident here at the Ceri a couple of years ago. 14. That's Steve Fletcher. He's in the over 40s class. Number 11 is Hans Werner Baus. He's come all the way from Germany to ride this event. 15, 16. Derek Pugh, followed by Peter Rees, and was that Phil Wilkinson? 20. I don't think we saw him, but it was Dougal Walker from Scotland. Another sidecar, number 9, the British champions for 1997, Graham Jones and Paul Manning. Number 31, Jim Jones from Mulfrey. I think he's in the over 40s. And he's followed by Dougie Meek. 3 riders have made the long journey down from Scotland. And that's the 3rd member, James Whiteman. He's in the clubman class. Number 25, Trevor Davis from Newtown. The clubman riders are also doing 4 laps of this course. Number 22, that was Stephen Love. And the KTM rider, Stuart Livingstone, another rider from Scotland. He's from Broxburn. This chap's in a bit of a hurry. It's number 27, Windsor Jones from Shrewsbury. I think Anthony Moore has stopped for a chat. He's got one of those Suzukis fitted with a reverse gear. That was his teammate going past, Peter Neal. They're both from Colford. I think that was Cameron Waugh just in front of Peter McKenna. Greg Williams on a Suzuki 250. Roger Rees from Wrexham. We've seen another Rees, haven't we? I think it was Peter, and he's in the over 40s. 36 going through, Barry White in. And the Kawasaki rider, Roger Griffiths from Wootton Under Edge. G. Evans on a TM125, he's from Colwyn Bay. Stephen Bland on a Gas 250. That was Robert Heald, number 40. Followed by number 124. Oh, I'll have to find his name. Oh, and wait a minute, we've got a bike parked up in the long grass. It's number 34, belonging to Paul Exton. Paul is here too. He dropped the bike down in a deep gutter and he's going to have a job getting out of there. Well, I'm going to give him a hand in a moment. That number 124, I think, was Andy Collins. 45, Graham Young from Reigate. I remember seeing Graham at the Beacons Enduro. He didn't like that event. It was quite tough. 46, Adam Dams from Stamford. Suzuki rider John Reeves. He rode the Beacons. He's followed by number 48. That's Paul Kingston. We've got Paul Exton out of the gutter. '54 is Steve Howe on a CCM 600. That sounds nice. 2 TM riders, both from Swansea. 55 was Paul Boother, followed by Anthony James. Gavin Bailey from Bristol. Sean Harrop, number 59, on a KTM 300. And that's Hugh Lewis from Pantadua. Suzuki rider Michael Robinson from Leek. This next rider is trying to make some adjustments to the carburetor. Oh, it's Jim Robinson. That was just a fleeting glimpse of number 65, Andrew Owen from Gillsfield. He's on a Suzuki 125. And now a couple of riders from Forden. 64, Andy Miller. 63, Neil Williams. Julian Cook, number 66, 67, someone on a Suzuki. I haven't got his name in my program. And the third rider, that's Jason Birch from Stalybridge on a Kawasaki 250. That was Barry Evans, followed by number 70, Paul Clark. Someone on a gas. Paul Shoesmith. So the rider we just saw was Roy Grundy. 73. Paul Rigby, followed by Andrew Fortin. Number 75, David Wright getting ready to start. Mike Jackson, number 77. There's a big queue here at the start. Time for us to move out onto some of the going. It's going to be interesting today. Rather sticky under feet. There are 2 checks in the lap, one out on the course and the other one back at the start, and we're still on the part of the course between the start and check 1. These are some of the 4-stroke riders going through. 94 is Jerry Jones from Newcastle Emlyn. Craig Chadwick on a Husaberg 470. I think he rode the Dinmore Hare and Hounds a couple of months ago. Another rider coming along the road. It's 104, Mark Godsall. We've got 16 riders in this four-stroke class. 97. Mark Misters from Burntwood. Graham Halsall fighting a bit with that Honda 400. He's cross-rutted now. I think that bike might get the better of him. Oh, hang on, Graham. He's not getting much grip today. I wonder, has he got a trials tyre on there? Andrew Knott, followed by Wayne Williams, and 105, that's John McKenna. Paul Pierce from Westbury on a Honda 250. There's a nice view from here. Mark Legg from Pontypool. I remember seeing him at the Breckford Enduro. Wasn't feeling too good that day. He'd got a bad head and he'd taken about a dozen paracetamols. It was self-inflicted. 108, that was Hugh Story. The first sidecar in the Clubman class, it's number 110, P. Lewis and Jeff James, I would think. I didn't think Jeff was fit enough to go back in the chair. Smout and Edwards from Kaisus. I have seen these two before. Was it at the Powys or the Dovey? I remember they fell out. Well, they had trouble with the outfit, and there was a little bit of swearing. They're looking very fit this morning. Now they're going well. I think they just stopped then to give us an interview. A new pair from Landrindert, Andrew Jones and Roger James. They were going well, but had to stop then because Smout and Edwards are right in front of them. Oh, Roger's sitting down, and who's that going past? 114. Oh, it's Jonathan Davis and Les Powell. Davis and Powell had a good line. They were in the heather. That was the first of the sportsman riders, Martin Whitehouse from Sutton Coldfield. Another sidecar, Eric Mulroney and Ken Vivish from Swindon. The chairs are here in force today because there was a sidecar meeting last night at Carno, and I think everyone turned up. I think everyone enjoyed the evening. There may be one or two bad heads this morning. Bishop and Cooper from Colford. And I think they were followed by sportsman rider Lyndon Rogers, number 122. Stevie Price and Aled Jones in a little bit of trouble. And the solo rider just behind them, Paul McGrady from Liverpool. Paul's not getting much grip. Now we know the problem. He's taken his goggles off. He couldn't see where he was going. Try another gear, Paul. Oh! He's trying to throw that Kawasaki about. That's Stevie and Aled back down there, and they seem to have got plenty of help. Once these chairs stop, it's a bit of a problem to get going again. One, two, three, that's Jason Aston from Walsall. Oh, and 131, he's going well. Mick Floyd. They're both going well now, but they've got the sidecar up in front of them. Sportsman rider Martin Watkin. Will he go over the top of the sidecar? 2-5. Frank Bartram on a green plate. Does that mean he's an expert rider? Martin Hatfield bails out. A 10 out of 10 for style. He's holding number 133 up. That's Dave Holding. This is a funny number. I think it's 132, Dave Thomas from Birmingham. That's Mark Higgins on the Suzuki. He looks quite a professional. Dave Morse from Cinderford on a Honda 600. And what's happened to Mark? He was up the top and cross-rutted. Number 136. I haven't got his name at the moment. And 137, well, he's not in my program. That was David Hall from Guilsfield. They're fairly local. Paul Williams, he's on a Kawasaki, and that's a Suzuki rider. One of the marshals going through and trying to do wheelies at the same time. I've moved on a little bit now. A few moments ago we were watching the riders going uphill, and now they're coming down. Number 137 again. I wonder will he stop and tell me his name? He's riding a KDX. Neil Davis from Gloucester. He was number 147. Adrian Lavacombe from Neath. Andrew Kelly also from Neath, and I'm not sure if this isn't his first Enduro. And here's a rider who's ridden many events, Kingsley Hawkins from Bodmin. He's on a Husky 400. Kingsley goes round at his pace, but he's usually there at the end of the day. The sportsman riders do 3 laps of the course, that's 1 less than the clubmen, and there's only one special test here today. The test that used to be on the open moorland isn't in this time. In fact, the moorland part of the course isn't being used. Oh, look out, here come the expert riders on lap 2. I think that was Simon Williams, followed by Danny. Danny's number 1, remember? And it sounds like another expert. That's Chris Price. They're on lap 2 and they'll be timed on the special test this time. This is sportsman rider David Riley. Last time I saw Dave was at the Epping Enduro back in August. That was a wet day. Expert rider Mark Godfrey. And that looks like another expert. Oh, I think it's someone on a gas. Could be Dan Bishop. Sportsman rider Gareth Williams from Welshpool. And I think that was number 8, Tony Gush. He's in the experts. Ray Bartlett from Cirencester, he's out on that bike most weekends. I last saw him at the Beacons Enduro. He didn't like that one, it was a bit wet. I think the Beacons was one of the toughest championship rounds this year. John Percival, followed by number 151, Gary Clark. They're both on Kawasaki's. Come on, John, it's too cold to hang about. "160, that's David Ashton from Marplebridge. And don't ask me where that is, because I'm afraid I don't know. Oh, this looks like number 7. That's expert rider John Dale. Now I've moved on to the special test, just in time to see Andrew Jones and Roger James coming through. They're not timed on this lap, though. Jonathan Davis and Les Powell. Into the trees they go. It's quite narrow in there and a steep downhill. Bishop and Cooper, they're from Colford. Stevie and Alec now going well, and who's behind them? It's Mulroney and Vivish, and also a solo rider. I suppose that's one of the sportsmen. It could be Martin Whitehouse. He's on a KTM. Martin Weston opening up the throttle, but he's not timed on this lap of the test. He should have turned right then. I think that was Paul McGrady. I hope my car is safe over there. That's Chris Price, and he's timed on this lap. Simon Williams on the Yam 125. Will these experts get a clean run through the test? There are some sidecars here. And this is Danny. Mark Godfrey, he finished 16th in the 250 expert class this year. He missed one round and didn't score in 2 others. That's another expert. John Dale from Stoke-on-Trent. I haven't seen him in the Championship Series this year. Now we're back with a sportsman. That's Paul McGrady, leading number 122, Lyndon Rogers. And he's followed by number 123, Jason Aston. 132. Dave Thomas, we saw him a few minutes ago. Frank Bartram from Rochdale. Martin Watkin on the Suzuki 250, 125, Stephen Williams. He's also riding a Suzuki. Kingsley Hawkins having a good look at this test. He'll be going quicker next time. 133, that's Dave Holding. In my program it says that Dave is on a Suzuki, but I think it was a KTM. 135, David Morse from Cinderford, and someone has stopped just in front of him. It's Martin Hatfield. He's on a KTM 250. 136, hopefully I'll get his name fairly soon. Followed by 138, that's Mark Higgins. Oh, and there goes a Marshall, that's Tudor Lewis. Richard Davis from Carno, I'm fairly sure he rode the Powers Enduro. He could have been at the Dovey as well. Chris Evans, also from Carno. Sam Patterson coming through the test for the first time. I think this is a new test, although I didn't come here last year. I don't think this part of the course has been used before. 142, David Hall, followed by someone on a green machine. Oh, it's Paul Williams. 11. An accurate time check. The first riders have been going now for about an hour and 20 minutes. 147, that was Neil Davis from Gloucester. Adrian Lavacombe, followed by number 146, Andrew Kelly. Andrew's riding a Honda 250. Another Honda rider, Ian Vassy from Colford. I think he's enjoying the day, got a big smile on his face. I know we've seen some of these sportsman riders before. That's Gary Clark. .153, that's Mark Daniel from Swansea. Now he's supposed to be on a Honda 400, and I'm sure that was a Suzuki. That was Adam Gaither from Lambista, followed by number 152. Oh, it's Dave Riley again. Oh, and we've got some spectators here this morning. I think those three have come all the way over from Germany. They were here at the sidecar meeting last night. I think at the meeting the trophies were presented to the Europa champions. That's the Sheard brothers. I think that's Peter Rees from Wrexham in the over 40s, and of course timed on this lap of the test. Ray Bartlett going through on his first lap. The weather got the better of Ray at the beacons. That was Gareth Keane from Neath, and look out, there goes Derek Pugh. He's timed on this lap. They're coming through quickly now. All the way from Broxburn, Dougal Walker, he could be one of the favourites to win this over 40s. I saw Dougal at the Melville Enduro earlier in the year. That was a tough event. There goes Phil Wilkinson. He's now the team manager for the British Enduro team. Well, that's for next year. Roger Shaw, he's in the over 40s. I should tell you that Phil Wilkinson has taken over the manager's job from Jock Wilson. 161, Brian Burns from Marple Bridge. 21, Doogie Meek from Strathaven. 62, Roger Rees on a red machine and wearing a matching outfit. 65, another sportsman rider, Arwin Rees from Lanudder. He's had a good season. 2, Mark Ensor, followed by his teammate Tom Clark. They're both from Birmingham. 124, that's Andy Collins, and I don't think he's late. In fact, he started early this morning, so he's in the clubman class, or maybe the over 40s. 1-4 something, the numbers aren't sticking on too well today. Oh, here's a clubman rider, number 24, that's Stuart Livingstone. Joe Twigg from Sheffield in the over 40s. Now, was it Joe who had a spectacular crash at the Powys Enduro? I remember someone going over the handlebars. Oh, what's on here? It looks like a hare and hounds. 170, that was John Tweedy. 169, Philip Haywood. Clubman. That's a clubman rider, timed on this lap, and he's got a lot of sportsmen in front of him. 29, Anthony Moore from Coleford, and the chap stood up there next to the trees, that's Jack Parker. He's taking photographs today. Just gone past, Cameron War. 172, Adrian Tweedy. He's one of several riders from Stockport. There goes another clubman, that was number 30. It's Peter McKenna. 177, that was Dizzy Gillespie from Brecon on an Alpha 250. He most probably got that one from Steve Plain. Number 34, Paul Exton. He's going well now. Remember earlier this morning he got stuck in that gutter. Sportsman rider Frank Campbell, number 176. And I think that was Greg Williams, but here comes the first sidecar, and it's Graham Jones and Paul Manning. They're timed on this lap. Those solo riders had better get out of the way. 6. I could hear some shouting then. 179, that's Mark Carter in the trail bike class. He's on a Kawasaki 650, and he's followed by a clubman rider, and number 38, Roger Griffiths. Another trail rider, Peter Thornton. I like that helmet. Gordon War from Bayston Hill, followed by Jim Jones. Jim in the over 40s. Was that Hans Werner Baus? TM rider Gareth Evans from Colwyn Bay. It's a bit confusing because he's wearing a Mako jacket. Brendan Clayton, I've seen him somewhere before this year. Was it at the Dovey, I wonder? The next sidecar, the top pair in Europe this year, the Sheard brothers. They were unlucky not to win the British Championship. They had that crash at the Natterjack Enduro and failed to finish the first day. This is Brendan Clayton's brother, Sean. Andrew Dams, number 46. John Reeves from Ulster. I think at the Beacons he rode in the sportsman class, but finished the 2 days. Sean Judge from Sheffield, number 52. From Swansea, Anthony James. And that's Paul Boother. Sean Harrop from Buxton on lap 2, untimed on the test now. Michael Robinson in quite a hurry. Neil Williams from Forden. Andrew Owen from Gillsfield, he's on a Suzuki 125. Steve and Ian Barnett coming through on their first time lap of the test, and someone's fallen off just behind him. I think it's Julian Cook, number 66. It's not too bad when you fall off behind the sidecar. Quite serious if you fall off in front of them. Graham Young on the KTM. I remember he got bogged down at the Beacons Enduro. Husky rider Paul Clark. Was that number 72? It may have been Paul Rigby, number 73. That was Gavin Bailey from Bristol, number 57. Mike Jackson, number 77, followed by 75. That's David Wright from Stamford. And what's Mike doing over there? That was very close to my car. We did see some of it, Mike, but just mind the car next time. 67. Someone on a KTM, I believe. Ian Piggott takes the inside line there. 83, that's another David Wright. He's from Kinnerley. Down into the trees he goes. We'll take a look in there now. There's not much room down here. '92, Andrew Owen. Oh, there must be two of them. He's from Stockport. It's quite steep through here. Richard Hallam from Sheffield. He ought to go well today. Look out, Stephen Williams is in a hurry. Has he got any brakes, I wonder? Doesn't seem to be a number on that bike. Was it number 6, Darryl Worthington?
For the forestry? Yeah.
98, four-stroke rider Gary Parr. His back brake is working well. Terry Williams on the Husky 410. Alec Lunn tells him to keep smiling. More riders coming through in the four-stroke class. That's Craig Chadwick. This rider's just a little bit late, Paul Shoesmith. He's on a Gas 250 and in the clubman class. (102) Graham Halsell. And 69, that's Barry Evans. Wayne Williams from Lampeter on the 250cc Honda. Andrew Draper in the 4-stroke class. He's on the Suzuki 350.
Morgan, this means I'm going to crash.
Hang on.
That's Hugh Story from Bangor, and I don't think he's going to crash. John McCanna from Tilsley. There's just one rut down here.
Ceri.
Here comes a sidecar. It's the Nevilles, Richard and Alistair. It's not often you get stuck on the downhill. Andrew Knott from Kidderminster in the 4-stroke class. The first of the experts, Danny Williams on lap 3. And that's Simon Williams. Simon's first lap, 7 minutes 11 seconds. Danny, 7:51. And that's Mark Godfrey, the fastest man here today, 6 minutes 24. Dan Bishop, second fastest on lap 1, 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Number 97, Mark Misters. Expert rider Tony Gush, 7 minutes 35 for him on lap 1. He's gone well down there. Number 80, a change in my program. It's Justin Pritchard. (109) Mark Legg. He's the last number in the 4-stroke class. No, we're not seeing double. I know that is Justin Pritchard again, but I've moved around the test a little bit. It's quite tricky along there where he's going now. Now we can take a closer look. I think this is number 40, Robert Heald. And the rider behind, I recognise him, it's Wayne Lunn. He's marshalling today. I'm not sure if that was number 40. I noticed that the front mudguard was bent a bit. Number 15, Derek Pugh in the over 40s, second on his first test. The time 9 minutes and 10 seconds. I see Derek's riding a Kawasaki 200 today. I'm sure he used to have a Honda, but it must be about 50 years old by now. Dougal Walker, very quick on this test, 7 minutes and 59 seconds. That's over a minute faster than Derek. Roger Shaw, he was good on lap 1, 9 minutes 40. He looks to be tiring just a little. He's got another lap to do after this. Clubman rider Elliot Marsden a bit slow on his first test, 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Several Clubman riders went round in under 8 minutes. The butcher from Newtown, Trevor Davis, he was 2 seconds slower than Elliot on the first test. Some of these riders are staying close to the trees. It's not easy to read some of these numbers. Number 17, team manager Phil Wilkinson, a bit slow on the first test, over 12 minutes. Now a sidecar coming through. I thought for a moment it was number 10, but no, it's not. It's 110. That's P. Lewis and Jeff James. Look at them going. Clubman rider Peter McKenna just over 9 minutes for his first lap. Robert Rees from Wrexham looking very good in these sticky conditions. He was 4th on lap 1, time of 7 minutes 40. This is Dougal Walker's teammate, Doogie Meek. Doogie's first lap, 10 minutes exactly. Remember, he's in the over 40s. This is 113 Bishop and Cooper. They've been through the test once, but this is their first timed lap. Is this 115 Stevie Price and Ali Jones? They're not getting enough grip, and now the outfit is stalled. I think there's a solo rider just behind them. Stevie can't get much grip with that glove. That's the way, Stevie. Wipe it on Alec's jacket. And the rider just behind the chair, I think, is number 34, Paul Exton. Someone going through on a Kawasaki. Stevie and Alec are going again. This is quite a good stretch for the sidecars. And that was Paul Exton. Number 36, Barry Whiting, 9 minutes 46 on lap 1. Roger Griffiths, a bit over 10 minutes on his first test. This is a tough part of the course, and I think a lot of the going is like this today. Two solo riders coming through. They'll want to get a move on because Graham Jones and Paul Manning are right behind him. Graham is out in the fast lane. They were second on lap 1, 9 minutes and 9 seconds. The Sheards beat them. 52. was Sean Judge. He did a good first lap, 8 minutes 13. That's Davis and Powell going through. Peter Twigg just a bit slower than Sean Judge on the first lap. Peter's time 8 minutes 19. The TM rider from Swansea, Anthony James, 8 minutes 48 on the first test. Cameron War, he should have gone through a minute or two ago, but I don't think this is a tight check. 120 is sportsman rider Martin Weston. Now who's this on the TM? Well, I think it was a TM. That's Michael Robinson. He was quick on lap 1, 7 minutes 59. Sportsman rider Mick Floyd, now on his timed lap of the test. Clubman rider S. Wood, number 47. And I think that was 59, Sean Harrop. John Reeves, I think he'll go the distance today. Remember, he finished the Beacons. That's four-stroke rider Paul Pierce. I think he's a bit late. Andrew Owen on the Suzuki, a good first test, 8 minutes and 5 seconds. Brendan Clayton being pursued by a sidecar. It's the Sheards, and they were quicker than Brendan on the first test, so we better get out of the way. That was a close one. I suppose it would be quite a privilege to get run over by the Europa champions. They wouldn't charge anything for it.
119.
Paul McGrady in the sportsman class. Paul Boother, followed by Julian Cook. Julian's first test, 7 minutes 37. That was quick. I think these are sportsman riders. That's Sam Patterson getting bogged down. Dave Holding, number 133. He may have changed his bike recently. He was supposed to be on a Suzuki, but that's a KTM. Clubman rider Windsor Jones, a little bit late, I think.
It's 20-1.
So according to my reckoning, the expert riders have got about another 40 minutes to do. That was number 74. It's Andrew Fodden. Andrew Kelly from Neath. He seems to be well up on time. Paul Williams from Llandudno. Joe Twigg, he had a slow first test, over 13 minutes, and I think he's running late now. And someone in front of Joe was stopped for a rest.
$75.
David Wright, he's the one from Stamford. First test, 8 minutes 33. .136. I hadn't got his name a few minutes ago, but it's Simon Morse from Cinderford. 152. That's David Riley, and on the Suzuki, Adam Gaither. But not on the Suzuki anymore. Don't kick the bike too much, Adam. It's almost too slippery to stand here. That's David Wright, number 2, and he beat his namesake by just 0.4 of a second on the first test. Gareth Williams from Welshpool. And here's Hans Werner Baus running a little bit late, but he normally rides in the sidecar.
77.
Mike Jackson from High Peak.
82.
Nigel Swain, he did a good first test, 8 minutes 17. Ian Piggott from Leeds, number 76. He looks in a determined mood. Steve and Ian Barnett in the expert class. I wonder, are they down on time? Neil Floyd on a KTM 125. He did a good first test, 7 minutes 55. Three riders coming through. Now, who will pick the best line? Is that 64 or 84?
53.
165, that's Arwin Rees from Lanudder. And this is expert rider Chris Price on his last lap of the day. Test times of 7 minutes 21, 7 minutes 53. Was that another expert?
5. 135.
David Morse, we saw him earlier. I remember his shirt.
5.
Number 98, that's Gary Parr in the 4-stroke class. Second fastest time on lap 1, 8 minutes and 2 seconds. And the Suzuki rider, I think, was number 67. .35, Greg Williams from Hales Owen. On our left, expert rider Tony Gush, test times of 7 minutes 35 and 7 minutes 53. And I think the other rider, a sportsman. .172 is not Adrian Tweedy, it's Simon Maddox. Stephen Bland from Barnsley. Oh, and I've just picked up this pair of goggles, so if anyone recognises them, I'll hand them in when I get back to the finish. That looked like number 177, Dizzy Gillespie. I was just about to say that he was on an Alpha 250. Well, he is now. And it looks as though it's on automatic pilot. The conditions are very slippery here today. Mark Godsall in the four-stroke class, he was third on lap 1 with a time of 8 minutes and 12 seconds. Darren Smout from Cassous riding a KTM. And that's Dennis Fath, number 86. Sportsman rider Mark Higgins. Jason Aston taking it fairly steady. That's about all we're going to see on the test. I'm going to move now a little closer to the finish. This is part of the go-in before the riders get to the special test. It looks very tricky down there. A couple of marshals coming through. Number 30, clubman rider Peter McCanna on his way to the special test for the third and final time. These clubman riders are now on lap 4 and the expert riders are finishing around now. Was that number 35? I'm not sure. This is 32 and that's Cameron War. Robert Rees doing some very good test times here today. 7 minutes 40, 7 minutes 37. And that's Peter Rees going well, but not quite as quick as Robert. Peter's in the over 40s. '21 is Doogie Meek, test times of 10 minutes and 10 minutes 13. And this looks like number 36, Barry Whiting. Oh, what's he done to his body armour? It looks as though it's got a bit damaged. His arm's okay, though. Was that 94, Jerry Jones? He must be late. '38, Roger Griffiths, test times of 10:17 and 10:35. Number 22, Stephen Love, he might be struggling to stay on time. Although the times aren't that tight, the going is fairly tough here today. Paul Exton, he went quicker on his second test. The first lap 11:25 and then he did a 10:39. Andy Collins, remember he started early. Can't find any test times for him at the moment. They're in the computer somewhere. Now what number was that? I think it was a KTM. 52 is Sean Judge. Good test times, 8 minutes 13 and 8 minutes 18. Was that Peter Twigg, number 51? He was off the pace a bit on his second test, 8 minutes 58, and the first one, 8:19. Mark Misters in the four-stroke class, and like Jerry Jones, he's rather late. Anthony James. What did he say then? He seems to be going well. Test times of 8:47 and 8:48. Can anyone read that number?
1.
I should remember that rider. I remember commenting about his Mako jacket. I remember now, it's Gareth Evans from Colwyn Bay. Number 59, Sean Harrop, off the pace just a little on the test. 9 minutes 50 and 10:29. Another dirty number plate. It was a Suzuki. And that looks like a Husky. Is this number 80, Justin Pritchard? No, I got it wrong, but this is Justin. He deserves a prize for having a clean number plate. '63, that's Neil Williamson Forden, second on the first test. His time 7 minutes 30. Next lap it was 8 minutes and 1 second. That looks like number 54, Steve Howe, or is it 64? And there goes Hayden Powell. He's marshalling today. I'm guessing now, but was that Julian Cook, number 66? One of the Swansea riders, Paul Boother, test times of 10 minutes and 10 seconds and 10 minutes 12. That's consistent for you. I thought this was two solo riders coming through together, but it's one of the sidecars, and it's the Sheard brothers. They're the first ones through on this last lap, and I expected to see Graham Jones and Paul Manning. The Sheards test times 8:37 and 8:39. And the next sidecar, oh, it's Lewis and James in the Clubman class. They won the first test, 9 minutes 27. That's 15 seconds up on Bishop and Cooper. David Wright, number 1, test times of 8:33 and 9:25. And this looks like Wayne Lunn. Sportsman rider Lyndon Rogers, is he on time, I wonder? He could be. Was that another sportsman?
91.
He's in a bit of a hurry. It's Neil Boyd. If that was number 19, it was Joe Twigg, followed by number 77. That's Mike Jackson. And who was the last one? Is that 82, Nigel Swain? Paul Clark, number 70. And here's Hans Werner Baus. He's down a few minutes now. Number 73, Paul Rigby. He's from Stockport. Another sidecar in the clubman class. It's Davis and Powell from Bilth. First test, 10 minutes 26. One 3-1, sportsman rider Mick Floyd, a good first test, 10 minutes 50, that puts him in the top 6. Someone stalled the bike over there.
1:25.
That's the time, so most of the expert riders will have finished by now. It's a tactical move by that rider over there. He's going to slow up the opposition. It looks like a sportsman on a Suzuki. Is it Martin Weston, number 120? I managed to pick out number 93, Richard Hallam. Good test time, 7 minutes 42 and 8 minutes 17. Well, now I've moved a little closer to the finish. Was that number 153? This is part of the course which comes alongside the main road. This is an elevated section alongside the road, and if the riders make a mistake on their right hand side, well, they go down on the road. Number 30, Peter McCanna, his second test was a bit slow, just over 10 minutes. And he was followed by Robert Rees, did a very fast last test here, 7 minutes 18. That will take some beating. Suzuki rider Anthony Moore, a bit slow on his last test, 10 minutes 21. And his second test was just 9 minutes. A Suzuki rider looking rather tired. Now, is it 166 or 168? If it's an 8, it's Jonathan Price from Mountain Ash. Phil Wilkinson in the over 40s, number 17. He's been getting quicker as the day has gone on. His first test over 12 minutes, the second two 10 minutes, well, 10 and a half minutes. Cameron Ward in the clubman class, his test time's good enough to give him a silver medal. Number 18, Roger Shaw in the over 40s, just a little bit slower than Phil Wilkinson on the test, but there's not much in it. Roger might be just a minute or two down. Someone has stopped for a breather. I think it's sportsman rider Gary Clark. He doesn't like the look of the ruts in front of him, but he mustn't go down on the road. Don't go down there, Gary. He's in the gutter at the moment. That's not too bad. I thought he was going straight along the road then, but he's coming back up the bank. Well done, Gary. You picked the hardest line through there. Here's a sidecar coming to meet us. It looks like number 115, Stevie Price and Alec Jones. They're moving out onto the hard shoulder. Well, that quad is on the same line. .52, that's Sean Judge. He's been averaging about 8 minutes 13 on the test. I think he'll get a gold for that. This first rider, is it number 30? I wasn't too sure. Oh, I recognise Kingsley Hawkins. Kingsley may be running just a little bit late. And 21, that was Doogie Meek. He's in the over 40s. He may be late. 38, that was Roger Griffiths. His test time's around 10.5 minutes. Peter Twigg was a fair bit quicker than that, averaging around 8 minutes 35. And someone else comes out on the road. Oh, I recognise 34. That's Paul Exton. If Paul can get in clean, I'm sure he'll get a silver medal. Anthony James, yes, he's almost certain to get a silver. That was someone on a Suzuki. Number 85, I think that was Alan Oldfield. He stopped for a moment. I wonder, can I catch up with him? Julian Cook on test times, I think he's third in the clubman class. A pair of sidecars going along the road, and what is going on? That's Graham and Paul being pushed, or I don't know, are they pulling the other chair? And the other two, Andrew Jones and Roger James. Clubman rider Stephen Love, I think he's lost a few minutes. Oh dear, someone's dropped his bike down in the ruts. Is it number 59, Sean Harrop? Jerry Jones finds a way round. If Sean can get in now without losing any time, I think he'll get a silver. .41, that was G. Evans, and I think he's late. And also Brendan Clayton. .108, that's Hugh Story. He has still got some way to go yet. 1, 2, 4. Andy Collins, still not sure what class he's in. Peter Rees on the green machine, and I think he's lost some time. S. Wood from Peterborough, also down a few minutes. Is that 91, Neil Boyd? He's done some good test times, ought to get a gold medal. Might even win the 125cc class. Number 49, John Reeves. I don't think he'll get in with a clean sheet, and he'll have to watch out. He's got the Sheards behind him. It looks as though they're going to win the sidecar class because Graham, Jones and Paul Manning are out. We saw them going along the road. Suzuki rider Nigel Swain. He's done some good test times. Ought to finish in the top 10. Oh, why has he stopped, I wonder? I can see the problem. The bike stand has come loose. Now he can get going again. He hasn't got far to go to the finish. We might even get there before him. Well, here we are at the finish, and there's quite a crowd here. I've just found out that part of the course, which comes after this refueling section here, has been cut out. So it's only on this last lap, so some of the riders are coming in just a little bit early. Andrew Jones and Roger James are here. We saw them earlier, and they were pushing the British champions in.
We've got the only time ever.
We still swap motors.
Right.
Yeah. But we'll have another motor for next season.
You're famous for something, aren't you?
Yes.
That could be about it as well.
So in the sidecar class, the Sheards are the winners, although they've lost 4 minutes on the go-in. Graham and Paul had to retire, the engine seized, and I think the Barnetts may still be out there. And here's the first chair in the clubman class, Lewis and James. They've won both tests today. They're clean on the go-in, so they take the Premier Award there. And just a few more results while we're waiting. Number 4, Mark Godfrey, he wins the experts class. Jonathan Davis and Les Powell coming in. I think they've lost a couple of minutes. And here come the Barnetts. Some more results. Dougal Walker wins the over 40s class quite comfortably from Derek Pugh in second place. The top clubman rider, number 37, Robert Rees. In second place, Elliot Marsden. Third, Julian Cook. Top 4-stroke rider, number 95, Stephen Williamson Forden. Runner-up there, number 98, Gary Parr. And now on to the sportsman class. That's been won by number 165, Arwin Rees from Lanudder. He beat number 159, Gareth Williams, by 5 seconds. 142, David Hall was third. And, well, that's about it from this Ceri Enduro. Some of the riders have told me it's been fairly tough going, well, rather sticky because of the heavy rain we've had a while ago. But I think everyone's enjoyed the day.